Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Air India signs agreement to acquire 250 aircraft from Airbus of France. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the deal shows strengthening of strategic partnership between New Delhi and Paris. Government working on blueprint of indigenous manufacturing of aero-engines to provide a fillip to aerospace sector, informs Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Campaigning for assembly elections in Tripura comes to an end. Polling on Thursday. Electioneering gains momentum in Nagaland and Meghalaya. Nation paid tributes to 2019 Pulwama terrorist attack victims of CRPF. And in badminton, India beat Kazakhstan 5-0 in Asia Mixed Team Championships at Dubai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed confidence that India will emerge as the third largest global market in the aviation sector in the coming years. He said new opportunities are emerging in the aerospace manufacturing sector under the vision of Make in India and Make for the World. He said India can become a maintenance, repair, overhaul, MRO hub for the aviation sector. Mr. Modi was addressing a virtual meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron on the agreement between Air India and Airbus. As per the deal, Air India will acquire 250 aircraft from Airbus. Terming the deal historic, Mr. Modi said this shows strengthening of strategic partnership between India and France. He said this deal will help in fulfilling the growing demands of the aircraft.
भारत पूरे क्षेत्र के लिए एमआरओ का हब बन सकता है। आज सभी ग्लोबल एविएशन कंपनीज भारत में मौजूद है। मैं उन्हें इन अवसरों का पूरा लाभ उठाने के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं। एयर इंडिया और एयरबस का समझौता भारत फ्रांस स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप के लिए भी एक महत्वपूर्ण उपलब्धि है।
The Prime Minister said civil aviation is playing an instrumental role in the growth of the country. He said the Indian aviation sector will need more than 2,000 aircraft in the next 15 years. On the India-France relationship, the Prime Minister said both the countries are significantly contributing on various issues including security and stability in the Indo-Pacific region, global food and health security.
इंटरनेशनल ऑर्डर और मल्टीलेटरल सिस्टम की स्थिरता और संतुलन सुनिश्चित करने में भारत फ्रांस भागीदारी प्रत्यक्ष भूमिका निभा रही है।
French President Emmanuel Macron thanked India for offering Paris an opportunity for forging strategic partnership in the aerospace sector. He said France has achieved a lot with India in various sectors including space, cyber, defence, energy transition.
Thank you very much for offering us the opportunity to celebrate this strategic partnership in the aerospace sector. This achievement shows that Airbus and all its French partners, including Safran, are fully dedicated to develop new areas of cooperation with India, and we've achieved so much with India.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today said that indigenous manufacturing of aero-engines is the need of the hour for the aerospace sector to achieve complete self-reliance. He was addressing the DRDO seminar at Aero India 2023 in Bengaluru. Mr. Singh said his ministry is working on the details of indigenous manufacturing of aero-engines to provide a new fillip to the aerospace sector. The minister stated that India is entering Amrit Kal and it is time to ensure that Indian aircraft fly with indigenously made engines. He stressed on the need to focus on indigenous design and development of essential weapon systems. He exuded confidence that DRDO will soon make quick progress in that direction and add to the list of its achievements that include Prithvi, Akash and Agni missiles. Speaking at the inaugural session of the seminar on sustenance in MRO and obsolescence mitigation of capability enhancers in aerospace domain, the Defence Minister emphasized the need for MRO services to safeguard India's defence equipment and systems and protect defence forces. On the sidelines of Aero India, Mr. Rajnath Singh met Deputy Defence Minister of the Maldives, Hassan Zamil, Algeria's Secretary-General of Ministry of National Defence, Mohammed Salah Ben Bicha, and Italian Minister of State for Defence, Matteo Perego di Cremnago. Former Vice Air Marshal Manmohan Bahadur said the ongoing Aero India assumes strategic importance against the backdrop of growing ties between India, the US and the UK. Talking to AIR News, he said it provides an ideal platform to display the most advanced, lethal and interoperable aircraft. He said both the US and the UK displayed aircraft with advanced avionics.
Americans have brought their F-35, which to my understanding is just for a demonstration. It is for the F-21, which is nothing else but a little more modern F-16 that they would be making a pitch. Now, whether the government of India F-21 or does not is something which is a holistic view and would actually go against the grain of being self-reliant. The British will also be there, and so would be the other manufacturers for the 114 fighter aircraft contract, which has been in the air for a very long time.
In Tripura, campaigning for the assembly polls concluded this evening. All the contesting parties and candidates made last-ditch efforts today to woo voters. Polling for all the 60 assembly seats will be held on Thursday. A total of 259 candidates' political fate will be decided by over 28 lakh voters. Meanwhile, State Police Nodal Officer G.S. Rao said all necessary steps are being taken to ensure peaceful polling. Talking to AIR News, Mr. Rao said 400 companies of Central Security Forces have been deployed to maintain law and order. He said on the day of polling, Central Armed Police Forces will be deployed in polling stations. Our correspondent has filed this report.
The voters of Tripura witnessed massive rallies, colorful music and road shows and door-to-door campaign. Several top leaders have visited the state and campaigned for their candidates. The star-studded campaign has seen participation of top BJP leaders including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Party President J.P. Nadda, Senior Union Ministers Rajnath Singh and Amit Shah, along with several Chief Ministers of BJP-ruled states. For the left front, former Chief Minister Manik Sarkar, along with senior leaders Sitaram Yeshuri, Prakash and Brinda Karat led the campaign. West Bengal Chief Minister and TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee, Tripura Motha Chief Pradyut Kishore Dev Burma and State Congress President Birjit Sinha also did extensive campaign. With Kunal Sindhe, this is Manas Patim Sharma, AIR News, Agartala.
Meanwhile, electioneering gains momentum in Nagaland and Meghalaya. BJP National President J.P. Nadda, who was the star campaigning for the NDPP-BJP alliance, today kick-started the election campaign with the release of the party's manifesto for Nagaland Assembly elections in Kohima. Mr. Nadda said the manifesto has taken care of many issues and represented all the Ashtalakshmi, focusing on peace, power, tourism, 5G connectivity, culture, natural farming and sports. The manifesto, named Sankalp Patra or the Vision Document 2023, reflects the ambitions, desires and aspirations of the people of Nagaland. BJP has promised an investment of 1,000 crore rupees to establish a dedicated Nagaland Cultural Research Fund. The manifesto says an university in Kipire will be established to promote Naga culture with an investment of 500 crore rupees. For the welfare and development of the Eastern Nagaland region, the BJP is set to establish an Eastern Nagaland Development Board for the holistic development of the region and will provide a special package for the development of Eastern Nagaland. Addressing the party leaders of both NDPP and BJP National President J.P. Nadda said under the leadership of Chief Minister Nephew Rio, they are going to go forward for the next 5 years. Nagaland Chief Minister and NDPP leader Nephew Rio expressed appreciation to the national BJP leadership led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah for reposing faith in his leadership and ensuring a firm coalition between NDPP and BJP. Meanwhile, Congress, NPF, NCP, JDU and others have also kick-started campaigning by holding door-to-door campaign and meetings at villages, colonies to seek support from the electorate. Addressing a public meeting in Shillong this evening, BJP President J.P. Nadda said his party is committed to all-round development of Meghalaya. He claimed that the party will win 50 seats because people have made up their mind to bring BJP to power. He also reiterated that only BJP can give corruption-free and good governance. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The nation today paid homage to the Central Reserve Police Force personnel who lost their lives in a terrorist attack in 2019 in Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir. 40 CRPF personnel lost their lives in the attack carried out by Pakistan-based terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed, which is led by Masood Azhar. A suicide bomber drove a car laden with explosives into the security force convoy at Tripura in Pulwama. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to the soldiers who lost their lives in the attack. In a tweet, he said the nation will never forget the supreme sacrifice of our valorous heroes, whom we lost on this day in Pulwama. He said their courage motivates the people to build a strong and developed India. In his tribute, Home Minister Amit Shah said the nation can never forget their sacrifice. He added that their valor and indomitable courage will always remain an inspiration in the fight against terrorism. The Income Tax Department today conducted tax-related survey in the premises of British Broadcasting Corporation (BBC) in Delhi and Mumbai. According to the department sources, the survey is still underway. It said the department had the concrete information related to tax evasion, international tax issues and TDS. The BJP has accused the British Broadcasting Corporation of reporting against India. Addressing media in New Delhi today, national spokesperson of BJP Gaurav Bhatia alleged that BBC's propaganda and the Congress's agenda go together. He said Congress should remember that former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi had also banned BBC. Mr. Bhatia said the country is attaining great heights under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and hosting the G20 presidency, but some sections do not like this. Union Minister for Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia today said the government has set a target to make India a global hub for drones. He said Prime Minister Narendra Modi is determined that India can no longer be a follower and it must be a leader in unexplored areas in the world. The Civil Aviation Minister was speaking to the media after delivering his address on the second day of the ongoing first meeting of Agriculture Working Group under India's G20 presidency at Indore. Highlighting the importance of agriculture for the world, Mr. Scindia stressed on the need for adopting 3S strategy, smart, sustainable and serving all for the agricultural ecosystem. He said for the growth of agriculture, the Narendra Modi government has enhanced the budgetary outlays by over 4 times to more than $10 billion in the last 8 years. Around 100 delegates from 30 countries, including from G20 member countries, are participating in the 3-day event, which will conclude tomorrow. In Uttar Pradesh, the first Digital Economy Working Group discussed 2 key priority areas in its meeting in Lucknow on the second day today. The issues discussed were digital public infrastructure, DPI, and cybersecurity in the digital economy. The keynote address was given by India's G20 Sherpa Amitabh Kant, who spoke at length about the successes of DPI in terms of inclusion, delivery of social services, preventing monopolization in digital space, and security, privacy, and governance. Bollywood actor Javed Khan Amrohi passed away today. He was in his early 70s. He was suffering from breathing issues and was bedridden for the past year. He was admitted to Surya Nursing Home in Santa Cruz, Mumbai, where he breathed his last after his lungs failed. Javed Khan was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor in 2001 for the film Lagan. He worked in about 150 films and carved a niche for himself in the industry. Apart from this, he also entertained the audience by playing different characters in the world of TV. On to sports now. India registered a 5-0 win over Kazakhstan in their opening tie of Group B at the Badminton Asia Mixed Team Championships 2023. The mixed doubles team of Ishan Bhatnagar and Tanisha Crasto got the Indian badminton team off to a winning start in the tie. The Indian duo beat Kazakhstan's Maksud Tadzhibulayev and Nargiza Rakhmetullaeva 21-5, 21-11 at the Dubai Exhibition Centre in the UAE. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Air India signs agreement to acquire 250 aircraft from Airbus of France. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the deal shows strengthening of strategic partnership between New Delhi and Paris. Government working on blueprint for indigenous manufacturing of aero-engines to provide a fillip to aerospace sector, informs Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Campaigning for assembly elections in Tripura comes to an end. Polling on Thursday. Electioneering gains momentum in Nagaland and Meghalaya. Nation paid tributes to 2019 Pulwama terrorist attack victims of CRPF. And in badminton, India beat Kazakhstan 5-0 in Asia Mixed Team Championships at Dubai. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.